If you felt that something was missing here in the early stages of the NBA postseason, even with as many surprises and twists as we've seen in the last week, there were about 12 minutes 2 on the floor and 10 at the post-game podium on Friday that surely would have reminded you what had been absent. It was Joel Embiid. That's the one thing these playoffs have been sorely lacking. Not enough Embiid. We got it in Game 3 at Miami, though, as Embiid returned to the floor for the first time since March 29, making his playoff debut with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists and 3 blocked shots in a 128-108 win over the Heat. Embiid was playing with a protective mask, which he called annoying, and showed some signs of rust, shooting just 5 for 11 from the field and committing 3 turnovers. But with the Sixers hanging onto a tight 112-105 lead in the fourth quarter, Embiid ricocheted his way into the middle of the floor and rattled down a 16-footer from just beyond the free throw line. Just 40 seconds later, Embiid sank a three-pointer from the left wing, and just a little more than a minute after that, he was fouled and made both free throws. It was a personal 7-0 run that gave the Sixers a very comfortable 14-point lead. I was lucky that the shots were falling, and on the defensive end, I think I got a block too, Embiid said. I thought there were some tough shots, especially the one that I banked, and I could see in their faces that when you make the tough shot, the guys on the other end just go, "Ugh." That's good. When you see that in their faces, that's good because you have to come right back at them. That was the 2-minute, on-court stretch that reminded us all just how dominant and unique Embiid is, a hulking big guy who can play with a guard's finesse. But the 10 minutes that showed how much the playoffs need Embiid came after the game during his always entertaining meeting with the media. Embiid, as usual, held the kind of press conference that makes PR folks sweat and FCC censors perk up. He spoke about Justice Winslow's attempt to break his mask when it slipped off him in the first quarter. "Little do they know," Embiid said, "I have about 50 of them. It's going to take much more than that to get me out of the series. It's going to be a nightmare for them, too." He also addressed his blocked shot on Winslow in the fourth quarter, which came just 9 seconds after Winslow had blocked an Embiid shot on the other end. "It felt great," Embiid said. "When he blocked me, I didn't really say anything. Good for him. I am glad I got him back and kind of shut him up a little bit because he was talking big time when he did block me. You don't really want to talk trash to me. There was too the late layup attempt by Dario Saric, which came in response to Goran Dragic making a layup with 1 second remaining in Game 2 despite Miami holding an 8-point lead. Saric had caused a ruckus in March when he scored a late dunk in Cleveland after the Cavs had conceded the game. Cleveland players took exception to the play. "I wish I was there in that game too, because I was pissed about it," Embiid said about Dragic's layup. "It happened earlier in the year, and Dario got a lot out of it. Cleveland got all mad. I wish I was in that game to also act like that because it kind of pissed me off, and I was on the sideline, like really mad. I told them, if we have the chance, go do the same thing, and I saw Ben was pushing and trying to score. We don't care. I saw Goran didn't get a lot of S about it, but I was actually surprised because Dario did when it happened to him. It's basketball. It's always good to blow a team out. I think we were up 18-20. If you could get that lead up to 22, I think that's good. I love blowing teams out. I like the fact that we did that. We are not here to make friends, we are here to win a series. While quotes like that are much appreciated by us media types, they're also an important part of what Philadelphia is trying to do in this postseason: make the leap from an inexperienced young team to a true contender, all at once. Embiid's swashbuckling style is key to covering up the Sixers' lack of playoff know-how. This team does not act inexperienced. It is a confident group. Embiid let that be known last weekend when he posted a series of pictures on Instagram, first of him playing in Miami earlier in the season, then of him facing up on Boston's Marcus Morris, followed by a hug with LeBron James and a jawing match with Draymond Green of the Warriors. Put it together, and that could be seen as the Sixers' path to the finals: Miami in round 1, Boston in the conference semis, Cleveland in the East Finals, and the Warriors in June. Embiid gave a knowing smile when asked about it, before playing off the photos in the post as of mere coincidence. "Oh, I don't know," Embiid said. "It was the only pictures that I had in my phone, so I just had to go with that." Miami won Game 2 in Philadelphia, in part because they were more physical than the Sixers. Embiid was not going to allow that physicality to go unmatched on this night, and his presence will likely spell the end of the line for the Heat, who rely on rough-and-tumble play to cover their offensive deficiencies. They were physical on Friday and still gave up 128 points. Credit Embiid's presence. "I love this moment, I love being physical, I love attacking, I love contact," Embiid said. "I felt like they needed me in that way. They did need him. And the playoffs needed him too.